We have 5,000 unwanted pets every year in Danville and Pittsylvania County. And I have the solution. It's a very interesting topic to think about, the problem that we have, that it's so simple, yet it's so difficult, that we can solve this together. So we have 5,000 unwanted pets. We had 5,000 unwanted pets last year, and by definition, the pets at the animal shelters are unwanted. Nobody wants them. Some people actually take those pets there and they say, I don't want this cat, I do not want this dog, please take it. And so they're unwanted. Some of them are running stray because people just let them run and they say, it's not my dog, you know, I don't know whose dog it is, but where did they come from? If we rounded up all the unwanted pets last year, why do we have more unwanted pets this year? 5,000 again, and 5,000 the year after, and the 5,000 the year after. It seems like we're beating our heads against a brick wall when the solution is very simple. Let's take a look at a simple scenario here. We have two puppy dogs. This is a little mama dog and another mama dog, and this one lives in the city of Danville, and this one lives in Pittsylvania County. So there's two dogs, and they both get bred, and they have 5 puppies. They each have 5 puppies. So now we have 10 dogs, and dogs go into heat every 6 months, so they can have 2 litters a year. It's not unusual for them to have 8 to 10 puppies, so I think 5 puppies is pretty conservative. Well, those 5 puppies, within a year's time, are sexually mature and they can reproduce again. So they can each have 5 puppies. Now we have 50 dogs. So you could see that that is possible. And is it possible to think that in the city and the county there are actually 200 dogs running around that could get pregnant? And those 200 dogs would actually, if you add 2 zeros here, create 1,000 puppies. And then those 1,000 puppies, if I add 2 zeros to that, then we have 5,000 unwanted pets in the city and the county. So it happens very quickly and very easily. And the solution right here where we are with 5,000 unwanted pets is very difficult. Because let's be conservative just for round numbers and talk about doing easy math. So these 5,000 unwanted pets at the shelters that come in this year, that to feed them, to take care of them, to hire people to walk them and clean up after them, to get the vet to spay them and neuter them so they don't reproduce, and find them a new home, give them a rabies vaccine. Suppose we could do that for $100, which there's no chance that we could do it for $100, but say it's just $100. So you take that 5,000 and it becomes $500,000. Suppose we could do it that is probably $300 to $500 per dog, to be honest, but let's say we did it for $100 and we could come up with $500,000 right now. Maybe we could stop the problem because we spay and neuter all those pets and they don't reproduce. Well, we don't have that money. The shelters don't have that money. The city doesn't have that money. The county doesn't have that money. The donations are not coming in. We can't do it. So what if we came back here with these 200 dogs, and how much would it cost to stop this problem right here? Stop it from going any further. They never have puppies. It costs $0, really. It doesn't cost anything. If you just keep your dog from getting pregnant, you don't even have to spay them. They won't, if you keep them on a leash, keep them in the house, keep them confined. But if you have a dog running loose outside, then you should spay or neuter. And so if we say we can do that spay and neuter program for $100 now, then you're only talking about $20,000. That's something that the Humane Society could do and the pet center could do. So it comes down to personal responsibility. We each have to take our own personal responsibility to spay and neuter our pets and to control the pet population. If we never let our dogs breed, then we won't have this problem. The other thing we can do is we can support the Pittsylvania County Pet Center and the Danville Area Humane Society and the SPCAs and the other volunteer groups that help with these kind of projects, because they can't do it alone. Right now what we're doing is we're giving a $5,000 pets, 5,000 unwanted pets, and we're pushing them off on the shelters, and you have 10 people working at each of those shelters who are taking this burden on themselves to try and solve the problem, try and call other shelters and try and ship them off to other places to get them adopted, because there's people in our community who don't want to adopt them. So if we just come back and take responsibility ourselves rather than shifting it onto the shelters, we could solve it all that easy. So with that being said, call the Pittsylvania County Pet Center, call the Danville Area Humane Society. They have lots of programs for spays and neuters and ways to help. If you are looking for a new dog, go to the shelters and adopt one. You can get a nice dog at the shelter just the same as you can from a breeder. And actually, there's some purebred dogs there that people will drop off from time to time too. So the shelters have lots of. We had a couple Labradoodles that came in the other day, and they were at the shelter and they needed a makeover and got grooming and readopted out. So these designer dogs have been bred to the point where there's excess Labradoodles and they're unwanted. They're being dropped off of the shelters. So go to the shelter, help out, and think about the simple math. If we all take care of our own pets, then we wouldn't have this problem. And so we'll see you again next week, Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Thanks.